Good evening, everyone. So, how are you doing? Today, I will be discussing on Unit 11, Population Genetics, and I'm going to solely concentrate on the numericals because many of my students they have said that, ma'am, they have requested me to discuss a lot of numericals, CSIR numericals. So today's session is specifically for the population genetics numericals on your Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium on calculation of allele frequency and the genotype frequency. So I'm sure for those who are studying this population genetics part, you are practicing questions, you are practicing the numericals yourself, right? And you might have some problems, you might face some confusions as to what to take into account, how to calculate and all. So in this session, I will be clearing all those doubts. Okay, I have uh, again some 10 questions as usual. So with those 10 questions, you will see that you are getting a very good concept about the numericals of your population genetics. Yes, Sunshine, understanding the question is main problem. Exactly. So as I said, my students, they have all requested me to take up this topic. So this is for all my students and for all those who are going to be my student for this evening. So shall we start? Yes. Is my audio clear? Is my audio coming out clear? Okay. So before we start with the numericals, I would like to just revise the formulas that we have in this section, okay, that we will be referring to. First, there is a formula based on the genotypic frequency, okay. So if I want to find out the genotypic frequency of homozygous A, then I will simply use the formula number of individuals who are having the genotype kappa or they are homozygous for A divided by the total number of individuals in the population. Okay. Similarly, for your frequency of heterozygous, then also we will use the same formula. In that case, we will be taking into account the number of individuals who are heterozygous. In case of frequency of your homozygous recessive, I will be taking into account the number of individuals who are homozygous recessive. Okay. Now, after that, we have the allelic frequency calculation, okay, or allele frequency calculation. In that case, we have two formulas. We have, if I want to calculate the allele frequency of A, I can use a formula where they are saying that 2 into the number of individuals who are homozygous for A plus individuals who are heterozygous divided by 2 into the total population. Okay. Same way to calculate my allele frequency of small a recessive allele, then I will use the formula 2 into the number of individuals who are small a, that is homozygous recessive, plus N into heterozygous, number of individuals who are heterozygous divided by 2 into N, that is 2 into the total population. There is another way of calculating allele frequency, which is if the genotypic frequency is given to us. In that case, I will be using frequency of homozygous dominant plus half the frequency of heterozygous. Okay. Similarly, if I want to calculate the frequency of small a, in that case, I will be using frequency of the homozygous recessive genotype plus half of the frequency of my heterozygous. Now, which formula you are going to use, that depends upon what is the data type you have. However, if you have the data as a number of individuals, from there also you can find out the frequency of the genotype and then use the second formula. That also you can do. I will do that kind of question also in this series. Okay, I will show you both of it. Now, when it comes to Hardy-Weinberg, so this was about your genotypic frequency calculation and allelic frequency calculation. But when it comes to Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, if I say that a population is in Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, right? In that case, we just have two formulas. One is saying that in this case, the frequency of kappa is represented as your small p. Frequency of small a, that is a recessive alleles, is represented as your q. And Hardy-Weinberg says that p plus q is equals to 1. Okay, that is, if you add the allelic frequencies, if you add the allele frequency of the dominant allele and the frequency of the recessive allele, you will come up to 1. And it also says that p square plus 2pq plus q square is equals to 1. Okay, where p square is the homozygous dominant genotype. 2pq is my heterozygous dominant genotype, and q square is my homozygous recessive genotype. Okay, and I can club these two together and just say that this is the frequency of the dominant phenotype. This is the frequency of the dominant phenotype, and this is the frequency of the recessive phenotype. Okay. So these are the formulas that we will be exploring in today's session. To start with the first question. So here you have, in a sample from a population, there were 65 individuals with homozygous B genotype, 30 individuals with heterozygous B genotype, 15 individuals were homozygous recessive genotype. And they are asking you to find out the frequency of the small b allele, that is a recessive allele. So first jot down the data that is given to you. So here my capital B, or the homozygous genotype, the number is given as 30. There are 65 individuals. Just a minute. So they have given me that capital B is equals to 65. Heterozygous B is equals to 30. And recessive B is equals to 15. Okay, and they are asking you to find out the frequency of your recessive allele. So try this question and then I will solve it for you. So in this case, in this case you have two options. You can straight away use the formula that frequency of small b is equals to 2 into the number of individuals who are small b recessive plus individuals who are heterozygous divided by 2 into total. Okay, or what else you can do is you can first find out the frequencies of heterozygous b, okay, and your homozygous recessive b, and then use the formula frequency of small b is equals to frequency of small b plus half of the frequency of heterozygous. So either you can use this formula using the data that is given to you, straight away using the data here, or you can use the second formula also, but in that case first you have to find out the genotypic frequency of each, okay, and then put it in this formula. Now whichever formula you use, whichever way you use, you will come up to the same answer. All right, I repeat, you can straight away use this data and go for the first formula where the number of the homozygous recessive, number of the heterozygous is required, or you can first convert the numbers into frequency and then use the second formula to calculate the frequency of the recessive allele. Okay, okay, Sunshine has already given me an answer. Komal, Komal, kindly recheck the calculation. Ashwarya, yes. Okay, so let me show you the answer. Since many of you have started solving it, the answer is option 2. Okay, this is the answer. How? Let us do this. I will go for this method. Okay, I will use this method. Why? Because converting it into frequency, it will give me a shorter way in finding out the frequency of B. Looking into the data that I have, okay, 30, 15, and 65 and all, okay, if I straight away convert this into frequency, it will save my time. So this thing you don't have to worry, okay, this will come with your practice. The more you practice, the easier it will become, it will come to you. Okay, so here what I will do is, so I will use the formula. I will first convert my heterozygous B into the frequency. The number has been given to me as 30. So 30 divided by total. So total will be 65 plus 30 plus 15. Okay, that will give me the total of 101. So 30 out of 101, this is my frequency of my heterozygous. Frequency of my homozygous recessive will be 15 out of 110. All right. Now, if I place it in the formula of frequency of B is equals to frequency of small b plus half of the frequency of heterozygous B, then I will have this is equals to 15 by 110 into 30 by 110. Okay, see, in this way the calculation becomes easy. This way the calculation becomes easy. Okay, so if you solve this, you will see that you are coming up to 0.27. All right. You can also use the second formula. I'll just do it for you. In that case, what you're doing is the first formula. In that case, frequency of small v will be calculated as 2 into the number of homozygous recessive parent plus number of the heterozygous into 2 into the total. Okay, in that case, it will be 2 into 15 plus 30 divided by 2 into 110. Then also you will come up to the value of 0.27. Okay. So whichever you find it easy to calculate, you can use that formula to calculate. Clear? So now let me go to the next question. So the second question you have. Consider a single locus with two alleles which are at Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium if the frequency of one of the homozygous genotype. Mark what they have said. Read the statement. Okay. One of the homozygous genotype is 0.64. What is the frequency of heterozygous in the population? Okay. Now you might ask me, what is the meaning of consider a locus with two alleles? Locus matlab means what? It is referring to a gene, right? Every gene occupies a particular locus on the chromosome. Correct? So that means they are just saying that this particular gene has got two alleles. Okay, it has got two alleles. It doesn't have three alleles, four alleles, or just one form. It has got two alleles. So I can consider this as like cap A and there is a small a. Okay, now they are saying that one of the homozygote genotype is 0.64. So homozygote, I can have a homozygote dominant also, or I can have a homozygous recessive also. They haven't specified which homozygous. So in that case, let us consider homozygous dominant. Just let us consider that it is homozygous dominant. Okay. So I will write it as homozygous dominant frequency is 0.64. From here, what they are asking is find out the frequency of the heterozygotes. That means from here you have to find out the frequency of the heterozygous individuals. All right. So how you can do it? Frequency of my homozygous dominant. Can I write it as p square according to Hardy-Weinberg? Yes, p square represents my genotypic frequency, homozygous dominant genotypic frequency. So can I write it like this? So now if p square is my 0.64, can I find out p from here? So my p square is equals to 0.64. What will be my p? I just have to take a square root of this, right? So my p will be coming out to as 0.8, right? Now if I know p, I can find out q. How? Because we know the formula that my p plus q is equals to 1. So q will be equals to 1 minus p. So in this case, 1 minus 0.8, this will give me the value as 0.2. Now I know my p, I know my q. To find out heterozygous, frequency of heterozygous, this is nothing but your 2pq according to Hardy-Weinberg, right? So just put the values here, 2 into 0.8 into 0.2. This will give you the result as your 0.32. Okay. Please check your calculation. If you have gone wrong, check your calculation. So option 3 is correct. Option 3 is correct. Okay. Good. Now, going to the third question. The third question, if you see, the population of 200 individuals of a plant species, genetic difference at a single locus leads to different flower colors. The alleles are incompletely dominant. The population has 100 individuals with genotype uh, RR, which are white flowers, 800 individuals with genotype heterozygous with pink flowers, and the remaining are of genotype capital R capital, which are red flowers. Okay, so from here they are asking you to find out the frequency of small r. So they have used many things. Okay, population of 200 individuals, red color, white color, incomplete dominant, many things they have used, but you have to select the information which is required by you. So I will just jot down the information which I require to find out the frequency of R. So the total they have given me as 2000. Okay. Then the smaller number they have given me as 100. Okay. Heterozygous they have given me as 800, and they are saying that the rest is red. So to find out red, obviously what we can do is we can subtract this 2000 minus 100 plus 800, right? That will give me 1100 as my red. Okay, so red is my 1100. Now they are asking you to find the frequency of R. Okay, so in this case, what I will do is, obviously looking at the data again, I can use the formula frequency of R is equals to 2 into the number of individuals who are RR plus individuals who are heterozygous divided by 2 into the total. But in that case, just look at the figures. These are huge figures, right? So it will take a lot of calculations to lot of calculation. So that means lot of time. If you go by this formula, you can go by this formula, but it will take a lot of time, and in exam you need to save time, right? So instead of using this formula, I will use a formula f of r is equals to frequency of your small r plus half of the frequency of the heterozygous. But in that case, I need to find out the frequency of these. Okay, because number and frequencies are different. So I need to convert this into the frequency. Okay, so I'll just do it below. So from this data that has been given to me, I will find out the frequency of smaller. In that case, it will be how much? 100 divided by 2000. Okay, so 100 divided by 2000, I can simplify this. It will come to as 1 by 20. See, I'm simplifying the data. What else do I need? I need the frequency of the heterozygous. So frequency of heterozygous will be 800 by 2000. Okay, so again, this will be like 8 by 20. Okay. Now I can simply place it in the formula of FR is equals to frequency of RR plus half of the frequency of my heterozygous. So in that case, it will be frequency of RR means it is 1 by 20 plus half of 8 by 20. Okay. So if you calculate this, you will see that you're coming to a result which is 0.25. Isn't it? Many of you have given me the correct answer. So I hope it is clear to you. I repeatedly tell you that you can use this first formula. You can, okay? There is no law that you cannot use. But in that case, these are very long values, okay? 100, 800, 1100. So it will be a long calculation. But if you can use a second value for which you just have to convert these numbers into frequencies, then take it will take little time to solve this question. Okay, so you have to think wisely. in your exam, you have to think wisely as to which formula I have to choose. First, identify what they are asking and then think wisely as to which formula to choose. Okay? Moving to the next question. Frequency of homozygotes in a diploid population is 0.68. Okay, frequency of homozygote. Assuming that the population is in Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, find out the frequencies of the two alleles. Try this question. See, they have again told you the frequency of homozygous. Okay, they haven't mentioned what is the frequency, like a homozygous dominant or homozygous recessive. What, they haven't told you that. They just said that it is a frequency of the homozygous, homozygotes. Okay, there is an S. That means they have taken the frequency of kappa kappa plus the frequency of small a together as 0.68. Okay, and from here they're asking you to find out the frequency of the two alleles. That means you have to find out the frequency of A and you have to find out the frequency of B. This is a tricky question. In questions like this, you have to go in the reverse order. That means back calculation. Okay, use back calculation to get to the answer. So the frequency, look at the options. The frequency of kappa small is given to you, right? Put the frequency and see if you're getting to 0.68. Now, mind it. Please be careful. Even when you're doing the back calculation, be careful. Here, the frequency is that of the allelic frequency. Okay, they have given you the allelic frequency. But here, this is a genotypic frequency. Okay, genotypic frequency. So, straight away, you can't put 0.1 plus 0.9 in this in this equation to see if you're getting to 0.68. No, you can't do that. Be careful. What you have to do is you have to square it. Okay, you have to square it and see what result you are getting. Why? Because if it is allelic frequency, that means it is P, right? If it is a genotypic frequency, that means it's a P squared. So whatever allelic frequency is given to you, you have to square it to get to the genotypic frequency. Have you understood? Have you understood? So even if it is a back calculation, still you have to be careful. So what answer you're getting? Okay, Anu has given me an answer. You're getting option B. Others? So let me try out Anu's option. Option B, if I do 0.2 whole square plus 0.8 whole square. So this will be how much? 0.2 matlab? It is my 0.04, right? Plus this is my 0.64. So 0.64 plus 0.04 obviously will give me 0.68. So that is tallied. This is tallied. Okay, so option B is the right answer. See, such simple question. Simple question these are. Okay. So this is another way. You cannot approach it in the direct manner. You have to go by back calculation. Now moving on to question number 5. All right. The frequency of MN blood types in a population of 6129 individuals are given here. Okay, so no need to look into the blood type. This is extra information. Just look into the genotype. This is CAPM, CAPM. Okay, this is CAPM small n. This is, sorry, CAPM and N, and this is N and N. Okay, and the numbers are given to you, and from here they're asking you to find out the frequency of LN allele. So how will you do this? Try it out. I will not give you hint. Okay, this is question number 5. So far I gave you hint. From whatever we have discussed so far, you should be able to solve this question. Try it and then I will solve it. I can tell you one thing. If you use formula number 1, okay, that is, if you use frequency of Ln is equals to 2 into the number of individuals who are Ln plus number of individuals who are heterozygous divided by total, then it will 2 into total, then it will be a long calculation. Okay, so instead go by that frequency method. It will reduce your time. So let's see who gives me the first answer. Who gives me the first answer? Let's see. Suresh. Suresh is saying it's option A. Absolutely right, Suresh. Very good. Suresh has given me the first answer is option A, which is the correct answer. Yes, Ashwarya, option A. So let me do this. So if for to find out my frequency of Ln, what I need is the frequency of my genotype Ln homozygous plus the heterozygous frequency of Lm and Ln, right? So what I will do is I will just concentrate on these two genotypes. I will leave out this. Okay, no need for this. So how to find out the frequency? I first have to find out the total. The total is coming to as 6129, right? So the frequency of my Ln is equals to 1303 divided by 6129. Okay, and the frequency of my heterozygous is equals to 3039 divided by 6129. Okay, so here what I can do is I will use this formula which I've written above. So this is equals to 1303 divided by 6129 plus half of 3039 by 6129. So if you simply reduce this, all right, if you simply reduce this, you will see you're getting to the you're getting to the answer as 0.45. So very good. Those who gave me the answer, Sunshine, Anusha, Komal, Tonio, Anu, absolutely right. What about the others? Did you understand? Yes? Try the calculations. I'm waiting for all of you. Give me the answer, everyone. Try the calculation. In the meantime, for those who are absolutely new to this session or new to Biotechnica, you may not know that there is a Watson Junoon Scholarship program we have, which offers a 1-year coaching for CSIR NET, GATE exam, or QET, IIT JAM, GAT-B exams. You will get a 12 months access to all global and national workshops conducted by Biotechnica, our programming internship with live project hands-on, 4 certification courses of your choice, direct access to our coaching expert on WhatsApp, and 1 VIP pass to our CRISPR conference. Okay, CRISPR Congress 2023, and there are many more. So if you want to find out more details, you can call us in this toll free number. Right? Now, where are the others? I was waiting for you. Give me the answer. Come on. Did you get option A? So those who haven't yet taken the Watson Junoon Scholarship, this is a great opportunity for you for your advancement in your career. Register soon with us. Yes, Surrender. So you have got option A. Fine. Okay, Ramadas, you have also got option A. Good. Good. Those who are not getting option A, please check your calculation. You must be going somewhere wrong in the calculation. Okay. Now going over to question number 6. So question number 6, 100 independent population of Drosophila are established with 10 individuals in each population. Let us understand this. Read the question very, very carefully. This is a tricky question. Okay. So first information is given as 100 independent population of Drosophilas are established with 10 individuals in each population. All right. So you have a total of 100 individual independent populations. Each population is having 10 individuals. Understood the statement? Okay, so here you have 10 individuals making population number 1. You have 10 individuals making population number 2, 10 individuals making population number 3, and so on. Like that way you have the 100 population. Okay, having 10 individuals each. So what I can write here is, let me jot down the data. 100 independent populations. Okay, 10 individuals in each population we have. This is the information I got. Of which one individual is heterozygous genotype and the other 9 are homozygous A. That means of which matlab? What do I mean by of which? It is in this 10 individuals, I have one who is heterozygous A and 9 are homozygous A. Okay. Now, if random genetic drift is the only mechanism acting on this population, then after a large number of generations, the expected number of population fixed for allele A is what? Now, those who have read this chapter, you will know the genetic drift. What is genetic drift? Okay, how it affects the population, and you will definitely know what Hardy-Weinberg says regarding genetic drift. So basically what here they're asking you is to find out the frequency of this uh, small a, and from there actually get the number of individuals who will be of small a. Okay, this is what they are asking you to find out. So how we can do it? Out of 10, out of 10, 1 is heterozygous, 9 is homozygous. So when you're doing finding out the frequency, you have to consider out of the 10. Okay, when you're finding out the frequency, so let me do this. Okay, so my frequency of Kappa is my 9 out of 10. The frequency of my heterozygous is 1 out of 10, right? So from here, can I find out the frequency of capital A? Can I? So how will I do it? Frequency of capital A will be regarded as my frequency of kappa plus half of the frequency of kappa small a, right? So in that case, this is equals to 9 by 10 plus half of 1 by 10. Okay, this will give me a value of 19 by 20. Now, so this is my P. So my Q will be how much? 1 minus P. So that will be 1 minus 19 by 20, which is equals to 1 by 20. So what is this Q? This is nothing but my frequency of the recessive allele. Now, why am I finding out the frequency of recessive allele? Because I need to find out the number of individuals who are recessive, who are having this recessive allele, right? So that is why I have to come up to this value. Now, when I have found out the frequency of my recessive allele, okay, now what they are saying, number of populations fixed for allele A. Allele A they are saying. So this will not be AA, this will be small a. Okay. So in that case, 1 by 20 is how much? So my frequency of small a is equals to 1 by 20, which is equals to 0.05, right? Now, when they are asking you to find the number, that means you have to multiply it with the total. So in this case, it will be 0.05 multiplied by the total means there are 100 independent populations. Okay, number of populations. See, they are saying number of population. What is the total number of population? 100. Okay, so it will be 0.05 into 100. So that means the answer will come as your 5. Okay, so the correct answer is option 4. I hope you have understood, everyone. Everyone understood? See, this is a tricky question. Okay. Fine, that's great. So you have understood it. So let's move to the next question. This is question number 7, where they are saying that in a population at Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, the genotype frequencies are 11, A11 is 0.59, A12 is 0.16, frequency of A22 is 0.25. Now you have to find out the frequency of the two alleles at this locus. So come on quickly. This is a very simple sum, very simple. Let me see who gives the first answer. So let's see who gives me the first answer. Suresh, you are saying option 3. Yes, absolutely. Very good. Again, Suresh has given me the correct answer. And he's the first one to give me very, very good. Others, could you solve this? So let's jot down what the information has been given to you. If A1 is your 0.59, that is a homozygous dominant, frequency of A1, A2 is given as your 0.16. Frequency of A2 is given as your 0.25. This is a so simple question, but if you just look at the question, you will get, think that what has been given here. But this is so simple. Everything is given to you, only you have to put it in the formula, nothing else. Right? So you have to find out the frequency of capital A. So what I will do is frequency of cap A plus half of the frequency of my heterozygous. So in that case, I will get what? 0.59 plus half of 0.16. If you solve this, you will come to the answer as your 0.67. Next, frequency of small a is equals to frequency of small a plus half of the frequency of heterozygous, which is equals to the frequency 0.25 plus half of 0.16. So that will give me the answer as 0.33. Isn't it very simple? Very simple. Nothing to think much. Right? So let's move to the next question. Okay, question number 8. So the frequency of alleles Kappa and small a in the population at Hardy-Weinberg are given as your 0.7 and 0.3. In a random sample of 250 individuals taken from the population, how many are expected to be heterozygous? So the population, again, this is very simple. The frequency is given to you, isn't it? The frequency of capital A is given to you, which is 0.7. The frequency of small a is given to you, which is 0.3. You are asked to find out the number of individuals who are heterozygous. So how will you do this? How will you do this? First, find out the frequency of heterozygous and then convert that into the number of individuals. Right? So again, let's see who gives me the correct answer. Okay, Suresh has again given me the correct answer. Good. Achal, right. The correct answer is option 3. How we do it? Yes, Sunshine, right, good. So how do we do it? We know that frequency of capital A, this is represented as your P in your Hardy-Weinberg, and this is represented as your Q in Hardy-Weinberg, right? So straight away you can find out. You have to find out the genotype, okay? From the frequency, this is allele frequency given to you, you have to find out the genotype. So first what you need to do is, you can use this formula P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equals to 1. or 2pq is equals to 1 minus 0.58. Okay. Now, how did you get 0.58? I have simply squared this. Wait, I've missed a step. So, P is my 0.7. So, P square equals to 0.49, right? And Q square is equals to 0.09. So, the total will be my 0.58. Okay, so straight away 2pq, I can find it as my 0.42. Now 0.42, if I multiply this with the total individuals, that is your 250, I will get to the value of 105. Okay. Now, one more way, one more way in doing this is you can straight away put these values into PQ. Instead of finding the square and then getting the 2pq. Yes. Okay, instead of doing this, so this is one method. You can straight away put the values as 2pq is equals to 2 into zero point 0.7 into zero point 0.3. This will save time. ठीक है. So that will also give you 0.42. So instead of going in this method, you can use this shorter method. Okay. Yes. Why we are multiplying with 250? Because see, they are asking how many. That means they are asking for the number. So what we have found out here is 0.25. This is a frequency. Okay. Frequency matlab it is out of the total how much. That is frequency. Okay, so if I want to convert the frequency into your number, then what I have to do is I have to multiply the frequency with the total number. Understood, Komal? So whenever they're asking for how many, that means whenever they're hinting at giving, you have to give in number, you always have to find out the frequency and multiply it with the total. Okay, because frequency is always out of something. Like in the first question, what did we do? 10 out of say 200, right? So if I want to convert this frequency into the number, what I will do is I will multiply this with the total. Okay, now moving on to the next question. We don't have much time. We are towards the end of the session. So this is another question. In a population, 600 individuals have 600 individuals have MM blood group, 300 individuals have MN blood group, and 100 individuals have NN blood group. What will be the frequencies of M and N allele? This is very simple. Quickly try it, and again I will see who gives me the correct answer. Who is the first one to give me the correct answer? Let's see. So they have given you the number 300 and NN they have given you as 100. From here they are asking you to find out the frequency of M and find out the frequency of N. Ashwarya is the first one to give me the correct answer. Very good, Ashwarya. Option 1 is the right answer. So how we can do it? Please excuse me. We can use that formula of 2 into n mm and all that, okay? But instead of that, I will use the second formula. Why? Because that will save time, okay? So for that, I need to find out the frequency of these genotypes. Okay, so mm, the frequency will be, if I want to find out the frequency of mm, it will be 600 out of the total, which is 1000. So I can straight away reduce this and keep it to as 6 by 10, which is equals to 0.6. Frequency of mn is equals to 300 by 1000, which is equals to 0.3 in the same way. Okay, frequency of nn, this is equals to 100 by 1000, so that will be equals to 0.1. Now straight away put this frequency of m, how will you calculate? It is equals to 0.6 plus half of 0.3, right? So you will get this answer as your 0.75. Frequency of n, you will be able to calculate as 0.1 plus half of zero point 0.3, that will give you 0.25. So everyone so far has got the correct answer. Very, very good. So are you getting it? Are you getting your now? Can you build your confidence? Are you feeling confident now? And this is the last question. This is not a sum. This is rather a question from your Hardy-Weinberg principle. So if you know your Hardy-Weinberg principle, you will be able to answer this question. Please excuse me. So what should be the right answer? Hardy-Weinberg says there will be no migration, right? So option 1 is wrong. Hardy-Weinberg says that the population will not undergo any bottleneck effect. So option B is wrong. A rare new mutation. Hardy-Weinberg says there will be no mutation. Okay, so this option is also wrong. So what is the right answer? Hardy-Weinberg says that there will be no evolutionary process at work. So option D is right. Okay, very good, everyone. Option D is correct. So with this, I come to the end of the session. So how do you feel after solving these 10 sums? Can I get your feedbacks? Now when you will get questions in your exam, will you feel scared or will you try the question? Understand the question. Are you being now able to understand the statements? Those who said that, understanding the statement is difficult, I hope you have now understood like how to analyze the statement. For those who think that applying the formula is different, I hope now you have understood how to apply the formula. Okay, so now interested in solving the formulas. Fine. So I would like to see many queries, okay? Many sums you have solved. Confident. Fine. That's great. That was my intention. So thank you everyone for attending this session. Okay. So try as many questions as possible and definitely try the back end questions of your chapter, Maybe the format is not same as your CSIR, but the more you solve uh, those questions, the idea will become clear to you. All right. So along with solving the question paper questions, also try and solve the back end questions of your chapters. So with that, I will take a leave. Thank you and bye bye.